Okay, so now I'm going to continue. It's August the 4th, 2020. Dwayne about to be around Arrington-Bey, your wife. August the 4th, 2020. I'm still at Whole Foods, part 2. I had to make room on my tablet. So, I was saying, spiritual-wise, how does this affect? So, I'm thinking to myself, you know, I'm like, okay, and this is, my thought in reference to the distribution of the telepathic codes that Arrington-Bey and Arrington-Bey reject as Moorish Americans, natural, divine, celestial beings who have been naturalized to affirm to uphold the 13th Amendment with 20 sections, which is included in the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787 and all 4 of Abraham Lincoln's proclamations. And I was speaking in the first video a few moments ago about how the initial Emancipation Proclamation, which was ratified September the 22nd, 1862, still is used today, or needs to be used today, because, or implemented today, because in that proclamation, President Abraham Lincoln spoke of restoring constitutional rights. So in order to have been naturalized, you have to claim a nationality. Black, African American, Negro, those are not nationalities, those are terms, identifications, classifications. Hispanic, that's not a nationality, that's a term. Pale skin, white American, that is not a nationality. Those are not nationalities, those are terms. And so when you are labeled or you are identified and you choose to be classified by those terms, you alert those who understand and know constitutional law that those constitutional rights do not apply to you. They do not apply to you. So, and I was connecting the dots with the strand of the telepathic code, because having different variations of it mixed with animal DNA, beast DNA. So when you're not considered to be a part of the human family, you're not in a natural form, you have not been naturalized, okay? And this is according to constitutional law. You haven't done the steps you need to do lawfully, paperwork. Not only that, within your DNA, they have mixed other forms, whatever, animal, whatever, within the DNA that affect through that telepathic code. How does that affect not only you being amongst something like that, but the earth and the universe, or those who are walking in a natural divine form, natural divine consciousness? How does it affect us? This is how it affects us. Because when you're dealing with those who do not respect natural law, who do not respect constitutional laws of this land, they're not gonna respect how you need to not cause harm, how you need to not rape, which is connected to causing harm, molest, steal, do things unlawful. So you might have them stalking your room, using the telepathic code to stalk your room, invade dreams while you're sleeping, attack your genitals spiritually and mentally. Okay, these are all low realm spirit energies. And this does not connect and correlate to the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe, because the spirit of Mother Earth and the universe is made in freedom. Freedom is represented in the preamble of the Constitution. Liberty, freedom. So if you are not within those constitutional laws, and the constitutional laws of this landmass, which represents freedom, implements freedom, it's an organic instrument. It connects you with the laws of the universe, which is the earth and the universe. You're outside of natural law. How does that affect those who are? This is how I'm giving testimony to Dwayne Bey to let you know how it affects us. So, when you're dealing with spirituality and those who cannot comprehend the basic civilized thought of behavior, the basic civilized thought of behavior, or how they should not cause harm. It is something to ponder. I'm not giving this testimony to be someone's savior, because another thing I realized when you're dealing with unclean spirits, because I'm referring to unclean spirits, Islam, and I'm referring to everybody as a whole, unclean spirits, they literally try to manipulate, because they're trying to amalgamate. They have a download program to amalgamate. And I'm sorry, like someone just said, yes, they're not including the video. Like I stated before, they use the word yes a lot, and they try to imply that's in some connection to our Moorish American nation and family, and it's not. So we deal with lower realm spirits, lower realm species of laboratory freaks. It's nothing wonderful, like, where they come from. You just dealing with an experiment. In reference to spirituality, how does it affect you? I think it affects the earth and the universe tremendously. Not think, I know. Because you got to think of the state of mind of that which created it. So that person, that being that created the telepathic code and just started distributing it, knew that it was not, that they didn't have upholding freedom as a priority, or liberty, the well-being, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Our Moorish American flag represents these 5 divine principles. These 5 divine principles is also represented in the preamble. And so I connected those dots. Okay, so here are the 5 divine principles of our Moorish American flag. Our flag is red with a 5-pointed green star in the middle that represents love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Our preamble of the U.S.A. Constitution of 1787 represents love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You see those principles in that statement, in that paragraph. So that which created that telepathic code did not have the well-being, obviously, of humanity for an agenda. If you have a population of people that have the telepathic code, but they might have progress in being a better tradesperson, okay, where they're learning different educational skills to work. Islam, to work on the planet. But they have regress in consciousness in reference to divinity, behavior, civilized thought. What does that tell you? They created a population of slaves. Not only that, and so you got them going around saying, we paid, like robots. So that's putting that energy of bondage, that spirit of bondage in the universe, which is going against everything that is natural. But once again, they have progress, possibly, not all of them, because you have different strands of the telepathic code. Not all of them. A lot of them are still struggling. You might see them walking like zombies on the street, being used to send sharp pains, being used to stalk, being used to attack, being used to create chaos, car accidents, robberies, shootings, create some situation where they can put on TV and say, look, this is what happened. But those that are progressing supposedly in education, it's obvious they have regress in civilization. So they progress in education to work as a trade, in a trade, work. What does that, Dwayne, what does that tell you? And then they regress in civilization. That's a slave. So I'm trying to get my thoughts together. So in reference to spirituality, Dwayne Arrington-Bey, I think it's important for, in reference to spiritual jurisdiction, I think it's important for us as Moorish American to try to uphold these divine laws as freedom as much as we can. I see jurisdiction, once we reclaim our nationality and we affirm to uphold divine laws of freedom, the Constitution of 1787, 13th Amendment, 20 sections, all four Abraham Lincoln's proclamations. That's just one form of the jurisdiction that you're representing, a branch of freedom. But then there's also the spiritual side of jurisdiction. So when you're dealing with a spiritual side of jurisdiction, I think when I read Prophet Noble Drew Ali's prophecies, and I'm thinking about the spiritual aspect of everything, the spiritual aspect of the earth, the planets, the stars, the spiritual aspect of the universe, what the spiritual aspect of me, who I am. You know, it's easy to lower your, to have your divinity lowered, or you lower your divinity, which can cause you by behaving the same manner of an unclean, unnatural spirit, which that too places you in that jurisdiction. So if you are sending sharp pains, so say you claim your nationality, you have your status, you have obtained that financial freedom branch, you have your status as a Moorish American, or you could be non-Moorish American. Say you are one of the Europeans who have been naturalized to uphold divine laws of freedom, because the Constitution was made up of 34 Moors and 28 Anglo-Saxons. Okay, 28 Anglo-Saxons and 34 Moors created that divine organic instrument. Okay, but in reference to morality, ethics, you have regress. You are participating in acts of harm. You have broken your covenant to the Most High in reference to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, or the 99 attributes of Allah. Or if you are Anglo-Saxon, maybe you are studying Christianity. And Christianity, what is it? I forgot what's that word for one of the ancient forms of Christianity. And in that form of Christianity, I forgot the word. There's a word I'm looking for. You broke that covenant to that form, that religion that was given to them, the European, to help civilize them, to help them not cause harm, to help them not behave like animals. Okay, and maybe you break that covenant with them. With that, I think that places you in the same jurisdiction as anyone who has not been naturalized, because you're dealing with spirit. You're dealing with spirit, and you're dealing with a higher level of consciousness. And these are my thoughts. The spiritual jurisdiction isn't just as important as the physical jurisdiction. And I think it's what's going on in reference to dealing with unclean spirits, in my case, in reference to sharp pains, is to lower that spiritual divinity. It's so easy to hate, because when something is constantly attacking you, all right, attacking your mental mind, attacking your sheaths, invading your freedom, your rights, your freedom. It's easy to lower that energy within you and start hating them. But what I've learned is to not hate, but try to just stay sight as much as I can and truth. I try not to put them all in a hole, but for me, if they have mixed animal DNA, which there's no doubt in my mind, in that strand of that telepathic code, okay, then you know, it's like, I mean, how can you civilize an animal? How do you civilize an animal, a beast? So let me think, what else? So I'm getting back to spiritual jurisdiction. So I definitely see there is more than one form of jurisdiction. There's a physical jurisdiction. Oh, another thing I was thinking about. One of the attacks I've experienced, I've connected dots, is, so if I say I begin to hate, I'm hating, okay? So hate brings disharmony, right? Your mind is off balance because you like, you know what I'm saying? So it's easy to